often sit and wonder how things could be this way. I guess we'd better tell them this is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands. Make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goals. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Herbert Harris. Hey, Q-Man, Quentin, thank you so much. Golden Nettles, unsaid phrases. Thank you for joining us today. Wow, it's Fantastic Friday. And right now in North Carolina, it's pouring. I mean, it's raining so hard, you may want to think about finding a hammer, some nails, and some wood. It may be time to build an ark. You know, this Fantastic Friday, I want to get right into the lesson. As you know, this is based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And be sure to get one. If you don't have your copy, go to our website, our link tree, herbertharris.net. I'm sorry, www.herbertharris.info. herbertharris.info. That takes you to our link tree, and you can see all the information about our books and all the good things that's happening. I want to start out, there's a quote from Michael Jordan that I always loved. By the way, Michael Jordan grew up here in Wilmington and went to high school here and graduated from high school here in Wilmington, North Carolina. The home that he grew up in is still there. He said this quote, and our topic for today is overcoming doubt. And I want you to think about, you know, at the last part of a basketball game, basketball is very analytical because it's so personal. You only have 6 people out there on each team. And when you're watching it, I guess it's 6, you know, me, the great basketball player, right? But anyway, when you're in that last few seconds of the game and there's a score, like one shot will win the game. Okay. And you notice how they pass the ball around, like nobody wants to take that shot. Okay. And the difference between being just a basketball player and being a Michael Jordan is to take that shot. And Michael said this quote, he said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Now let's look at that. He's saying something very, very profound, that literally in life, failure is just a part of life. It's just a part, it's really a dress rehearsal for success. And one of the things that, let's just say, undermines failure and thus undermines your success is doubt. What Michael is saying, if he had not taken the shot, we wouldn't even be talking about who is Michael Jordan. If he did not put his skill, his ability, his desire on the line, as he said, 26 times he took the game-winning shot and he missed. But it is because he is willing to overcome the doubt. And that's why this lesson today is so important. Hey, Jeanette, thanks for joining us. Sade, welcome. Good morning. That's why this lesson is so important, because doubt keeps you from trying. When you doubt yourself, it's like being locked up in a prison, and you can't get into the game of life because you're in a prison. The interesting thing about doubt is so much of doubt is self-doubt, and you learn that you're the one putting yourself in the prison. You're the one that's locked the door that keeps you from going out and trying and making it happen. So I want to hit some points, 10 points actually, to help you overcome doubt. So that's a lot. But you know, doubt is such a thing that you really have to look at it from so many different perspectives, because it's so easy to let it, you know, not see it head on. You know, if you don't feel that you're doubting yourself, you may think it's normal not to do anything. So the first key is to recognize doubt for what it is. Doubt is a weed. I have a garden outside. And one of the things about a garden is this: you don't have to plant weeds. Weeds show up automatically. You have to plant flowers, but you definitely don't have to plant weeds. And the interesting thing is this, is if you don't pull the weeds up, the weeds will consume your flowers. And so doubt is like a weed. And when you have self-doubt, what you're really saying, you're planting weeds to undermine your goals. So recognize that doubt is a weed. It's negative. It's not a good thing. Number two, when you find yourself in a situation where, and doubt is really what happens when you have to make choices. This comes into play when there's a decision. Do you take the shot or not? Do you go for it or not? And so the second key to overcoming doubt is to look for the positive things you've done in the past. When we were taking Tony Robbins' seminar years ago, and you've seen people do the fire walk. Well, the mindset is this, that if you can overcome your fear of fire and walk over 16 feet of hot coals, then you can use this now as a frame of reference to say, if I can walk on coals, I can face this bully. If I can walk on coals, I can face this job application. And so to look in the past, but look at the positive things that you've done. The beauty of that is that you say, you know what? I'm pretty good. I've been here before. I've taken that shot before. And man, when I hit that shot, look at the glory. Look at the people ran out on the court and say, you're great. You're incredible. So focus on the positive things in the past. Number three, talk to somebody else about it. Whenever you're in a position of doubt, when you're not sure of yourself and you don't know whether you should go forward, sit tight, where they say you don't know whether you should hold them, roll them, or walk away or run. Talk to somebody, but let me caution you. Because if you talk to the wrong person, it can undermine your efforts. Don't talk to a coach who's never played the game. I often say the best person to talk to when you're talking about flying lessons, talk to a person who's flown high, crashed and burned, and flown high again, because they know all the aspects of it. So when you talk to somebody else about it, especially somebody who's been there, many times all you really had to do was to talk to them and have them say, hang in there. Just that subtle thing of saying, hang in there, saying, I believe in you and your ability. That idea of sharing information with people is so critical, because many times you can get the mastermind principle to play for you. Sometimes when you share your challenge with a person who's been there, they say, you know what? I know what you're thinking. I know what you're feeling. Let me give you some insights. As a matter of fact, follow me. I'll show you how to get out of that rut. Powerful, powerful. Number four, whatever decisions you have to make, whatever the challenge is confronting you, whatever the thing is that you may have doubt about, write it down. The moment you write down whatever it is that you're trying to do, it gives you a level of clarity. You know, it's funny, when you write it down, it helps you crystallize what it is, but also it eliminates what it is not. And that's important, because many times we do shadow boxing. We're ducking and dodging something that's not really there. Once you write it down, you put spiritual principle to work for you. You know, the Habakkuk says, write the vision, make it plain. Once you write that thing down, you put that whole spiritual law together, your subconscious mind now working to help you solve the problem. The fifth key is to realize that most people don't really care whether you do or do not. When Michael Jordan is taking that game-winning shot, most of the people really don't care. It's not going to change their life at all. They're not going to make not one more dollar. They probably won't spend not one more dollar. It's just an experience for them. And so once you realize that most people don't care whether you succeed or not, whether you do the right thing or not, then that says you sort of taking out the possibility of criticism. You see, when you're worrying about what other people think, that can slow you down. That can give you a double-minded situation where you can't make a quick decision and a sound decision. My dad used to say, people don't want to hear about your problems. He said, half of them don't care, and the other half are glad you got the problem. So don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about what they do. Number 6, get a higher authority. Go to somebody who's been there. Go to somebody who's faced the same challenges that you have and have been successful. That higher authority also is that spiritual part of you. They often say, before you make an important decision, take the time to sit back and ponder it and meditate on it and be open to solutions, be open to other ideas. When you can do that, especially that idea of going into the corner, going into that quiet place, one of the power questions I often ask is, if I knew what to do, what would I do? If I understood the challenge and acted on it, what would I do? Many times doubt comes from saying, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to write. I don't know how to create a good song. And so you ask yourself, well, if I did know, what would I do? That higher authority within you can give you great power. Number 7, realize that all setbacks are temporary. Even when it does not happen, even when you fail to the bone, it's okay. It's just a temporary setback. Winston Churchill said, success is about moving from failure to failure and not losing your enthusiasm. Once you recognize that all setbacks are temporary, then as Willie Jolly says, every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Number 8, and this is something that's critical, always be in a growth mode. Sharpen your skills. Have you noticed how repetitive life is? How many of the challenges you face this year are very similar to the ones you faced last year. And so when you sharpen your skills after each experience, it gives you the ability now that when this type of situation comes around again, you are better equipped to deal with it. Number 9, don't beat yourself up about it. So you fail. Michael Jordan said, I missed, we lost. I missed, we lost 26 times. I missed, we lost. But guess what? I keep shooting. Because if I miss 26 times, focus on how many times you made it. How many times you were able to drop that ball in. I love watching, what's his name, Curry. He can shoot that ball from halfway. He shoot the ball from another zip code. And his level of confidence is so high, you notice that many times he doesn't even look to see if it's going in. You see, when you don't beat yourself up about it, it keeps you fresh for the next attempt. When you spend time beating yourself up about a failure or a disappointment, you literally take the time away from your analysis to see how you could have done it better. And finally, number 10, to always remember that you can course correct. You can always adjust. You can always modify. That there's always another go round. You see, once you realize that you can course correct, it keeps you from second guessing yourself. Put everything into it. You missed the shot. Okay, what do you learn? Okay, let me fix that. Maybe the 3-pointer is not what I need to do. Maybe if I'm going out, if I have the game-winning shot, I better go in for the layup. So you can always course correct. Say next time the ball is in my hands, or it's my opportunity to win the game. to let everybody on the team know when we're at that point, I'm going to be breaking for the basket. So everybody do what they got to do to give me a clear path to the basket. Box them out, do whatever's necessary. See, when you can course correct, you get better. So folks, these 10 key points to help you overcome doubt will guide you along the way, will help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have whatever you want to have, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is. Thank you so much for being with us today. Those of you who are on the broadcast, please share it with at least 3 people. And once we post it, write some comments. I know that many of you have faced self-doubt in all the things that you're doing. You wouldn't be up at 8 o'clock in the morning listening. Many times that doubt was so profound that it almost paralyzed you. To realize that when you use these 10 steps, you can overcome doubt and do whatever you want to do, have whatever you want to have, become the person you want to be, using the techniques in our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. Go to our website, www.herbertharris.info. And whatever you do, keep growing and keep going. So it is. Namaste.